Easter Bunny?
The Tooth Fairy.
Jack Frost. Sandman.
You know each other? Surprise!
Rise of the Guardians is basically these icons of childhood come together, and one of the first things that really got us all excited was to present these characters in a way you haven't really seen them before.
They're all characters that we've grown up with, we've heard about in many cultures around the world, and it's everything you think that you know about them, but there's a whole world beyond that and a whole different characterization of who they really are.
So it was playing on things like making them more relatable and also getting the audience to look at what they do in a slightly different way.
It is our job to watch over the children of the world and keep them safe.
Casting was one of the things that was most fun to be a part of. We found these people that really manifested what we're going for, that were these characters. And seeing the animation come to life and then seeing the voices come together, it seems like that's who the actors are. That's who they've always been. That's who they will always be.
Hey, anyone want to tell me why I'm here? I stood on something really bad to get you four together.
Jack Frost is our way into this world, and Jack's journey in the movie is to find himself, to find his center, as North tells him, and to understand why he's been called on to be a guardian.
What makes you think I want to be a guardian? You're all hard work and deadlines, and I'm snowballs and fun times. Not a guardian.
It was really important to cast an actor who you would believe, who you could relate to, and yet who had this sense of unpredictability and fun. And when Chris Pine popped up as a candidate, all of our ears kind of pricked up, and we felt, this guy feels fresh, he's exciting, he's smart. He also has a twinkle in his eye, you know? I think that's one of the requirements for being in this movie, period, that you kind of have the sense of fun to embrace that, and Chris could really do that.
It's a snow day! Our film is a lot about believing and a lot about how belief gives power and life. I just remember growing up, and when Christmas came around, there was this magic feeling of anything's possible. Just the magic of possibility. The film and the story really speaks to that, the what if, and if I believe hard enough, maybe it does exist.
Who are you, Jack Frost? What is your center?
The big thing we talk about in this film a lot is the center, and what is your center, and what are you meant to do? That's really Jack's story, is something that's so very human. It's what do we put on this earth to do? I really like that about Jack.
Am I on the naughty list? On naughty list? Ha! You hold the record.
Alec Baldwin plays North. The character of North is this big, boisterous, larger-than-life character, but he's got to have this kind of twinkle of mischief in him. You know, Santa Claus has naughty and nice, and Alec Baldwin kind of like personifies that idea.
I am also mysterious and fearless and caring.
All the characters have to have an edge. In order to appear battle-worthy, you have to have some kind of contemporizing quality to them. And mine is the guy's really, I don't want to say biker, but he has a little bit of a biker. Like, you can just see this guy like taking apart his Harley in the garage.
Wrong roof.
Bill Joyce kind of conceived North as a big Russian warrior. And of course, when Alec heard that, it just got him going. And he's just endless riffs on North kind of mangling English phrases and fun with the pronunciation. It was something that Alec latched onto.
I have called us all here for one reason and one reason only. The children are in danger.
If you do the dialect too vividly, you lose the audience. The audience doesn't want to be reaching for a word.
And you wind up doing accent like this,
Which is, pretty typical 1960s cartoon kind of Russian villain.
Good. That was my idea.
There is an undercurrent of humor to North because he is, the jolly fat man, but an edge at the same time. And there were a few people that could do both of those things, and Alec does that brilliantly.
That is my center. It is what I was born with. Eyes that have always seen the wonder in everything.
My warrant, my rules.
Straight on to the tunnel!
The Easter Bunny, Funnymund. He's not the fluffy, wide-eared little bunny that we think about. In fact, you call him a bunny, you're gonna get probably a boomerang in the head.
G'day, mate.
This Easter Bunny is like the coolest character you've ever met. You don't want to be on his bad side. You want him on your side.
Oh, you don't want to race a rabbit, mate.
The idea of the Easter Bunny, in some ways, the toughest one. Sort of, everybody thinks of this little rabbit, but he's this giant, heroic man rabbit, but also with this little streak of skittish rabbit, scared little bunny in there. And Jackman nails that.
Not bad.
That's how you do it, buddy. I think it was great that they allowed me to play him Australian. This sort of irascible Australian, a little bit grumpy, tough, and no nonsense. So I've tried to throw in as many Aussieisms as I can and try and make him sound as unique as possible.
The kangaroo's right.
The what? What did you call me? I'm not a kangaroo, mate.
Hugh, one of the things he latched onto was the rivalry that we've got between Bunny and North.
I said to him, I really want to play up this animosity and the chip on the shoulder that Bunnymund has towards North. You know, the fact that Christmas is somehow seen as the #1 holiday and he's #2. It really gets to him.
Bunny, Easter is not Christmas.
He doesn't like playing second fiddle to North. That irks him.
Easter and Christmas, Santa is the one who's laying down this deal here. Christmas is #1. I am just saying, it is not me bragging. It is statement of fact.
Can you believe this guy?
I'm dealing with perishables, with eggs.
As much as it pains me to say, this time Easter is more important than Christmas.
Hey, did everyone hear that?
Sorry, not all of us get to work one night a year. Am I right, Sandy?
I play Tooth. I'm the Tooth Fairy, and my job is to collect all the teeth and leave little gifts for kids.
Ontario, Sector 9, 5 canines, 2 molars, and 14 incisors. Is that all in one house?
She has to get everything right on time. She's quite militant in the way she collects teeth.
Girls, pull yourselves together. This is not proper Tooth Fairy behavior.
But she has a soft side too, and she gets extremely excited when she sees pearly white incisors. And so the comedy comes out of the contrast of me being extremely efficient and then totally bedazzled by somebody's mouth.
It's her first tooth. Have you ever seen a more adorable lateral incisor in all of your life? Look how she flossed!
Tooth Fairy, just conceptually, she was one of the trickiest characters to kind of really focus and get right. But there were a few tests that the animators did early on with Isla's voice where we all went, that's her. That's the Tooth Fairy.
She's just kooky and funny. I don't think I realized she had the heart too. You know, she really can do some emotional, beautiful moments.
That's why we collect the teeth, Jack. They hold the most important memories of childhood.
It's a mix of all these things that Isla's voice just captures perfectly for Tooth.
Don't forget to floss!
Sandy, knock him out. With the dream sand, you Gumbies.
Sandman is our sweet, whimsical creature who doesn't speak. He communicates with dream images above his head.
You said it, Sandy.
It seemed nice that he, being sort of a being of the unconscious, that he would speak with Dream Sand. And he just seemed kind of sweet that way. So he just stayed silent.
Sandy, why didn't you say something?
You've got all these other, like, bigger-than-life characters, and it's great to have one character who's kind of still point in the center of the hurricane. And he may not say anything, but he packs a huge punch in terms of his role in the story and also what he means to the Guardians. Because, you know, the power of dreams is one of the strongest things that any of those characters has.
Remind me not to get on your bad side. Maybe I want what you have to be believed in.
When you have these heroes that are sort of these iconic characters, they need a worthy opponent and a worthy villain. And Pitch is the ultimate villain. He is the boogeyman. He represents fear. And his goal in life is to sort of destroy belief and imagination and the wonder of childhood and replace it with fear.
Why, there's only one thing missing. A touch of fear.
Jude, I don't think we were prepared for how beautiful his voice is and how compelling that is for a villain to be sort of the embodiment of fear, but also to have this like velvet way of delivering every line.
All it took was a touch of fear to turn a dream into a nightmare.
Well, Pitch, he's somewhat damaged in that he's suffered for not having a sense of belonging to the Guardians' unity and a huge amount of resentment for being shoved under the beds for hundreds of years.
Maybe I'm tired of hiding under beds.
So really what he wants is a world of pitch blackness and darkness where fear is manifest.
There's a lot of layers to the character that Jude explores and kind of weaves through his performance, and I think it's a magnificent thing to listen to. The hair stands up on the back of your neck and really feels like a perfect match of actor to character, even though in real life Jude Law is nothing like the Boogeyman.
There will always be fear.
So what? As long as one child believes, we will be here to fight fear.
I think what's great about the characters is they're all incredibly different. I think it's exciting for kids to think of all these beloved characters actually knowing each other and actually working together. I think that's something really unique.
The joy is being able to see something at the end that you've only really touched on throughout the making of it. And so for me, just seeing the whole thing was a pleasure.
The best parts of the movie are the one where you see the carry. The film always comes back, and very smartly, to these people have a mission, which is something that they believe in deeply. And that's why they're doing it. We're not doing this because we just want to beat the you-know-what out of Pitch Black. But we do. We do beat the you-know-what out of Jude Law.
Now that was fun.
It's a wrap. Perfect.